to Intermediate Level English Language Arts.
Now, forming plurals of nouns. Okay, so nouns can, like for example, like what I mentioned a while ago with the count nouns, they can be made plural, right? Now, for plural, making nouns plural, um, the general rule is you add s or es to make a noun plural. Now, what's a general rule? Okay, a general rule. This is just a reminder for those of my previous students, right? But for teacher Vince, right? For especially for those new students, and even for those who forgot, when you say general rule, or when I say general rule, these are basically what is the common rule, or what rule would you follow in case you would meet a new word, and the rule, or there's no given rule yet, or probably, for example, you are not sure about the rule, so you could apply the general rule. And whenever you apply the general rule, people will understand you. Okay, especially, for example, even if it's not exact rule, if you apply the general rule, people will understand you. That's what general rule means. Okay, so the general rule, class, is that you add s or es to make the noun plural. Okay, so what are the specific rules? Your specific rules are as follows. These are quite a lot, so please bear with me, all right? Specific rule number one, add s to most nouns. Okay, so flee, flees, just add s. River, rivers, just add s. Okay, but number two, for number two, add es to nouns ending in s, or ss, or ch, or sh, or x, or z. Example, bus. Bus, plural of bus is buses, box, boxes, dish, dishes, buzz, buzzes. Now, I want you guys to be careful with the words ending in Z. See, for example, so certain words that end in Z, especially when they have just one Z, right? When you make them plural, you have to double the Z and then add ES. So, for example, the word quiz, quiz, Q-U-I-Z. Okay, to make quiz plural, you write quizzes. But quizzes is spelled with Q-U-I-Z-Z-E-S. Okay, so again, when it ends in Z and it's just one Z, it ends with just one Z. To make it plural, you have to double the Z and then add ES. Right? Number three. Now, these are for words that end in Y, preceded by a consonant. When you say preceded, they come after a consonant, all right? So, for example, when your noun ends in Y and comes after a consonant, for example, candy, okay, Candy, before Y is a D, it's a consonant, right? What you have to do is change Y to I first and then add ES. The rule does not say change Y to IES. This is a common mistake a lot of people make, a lot of teachers make, a lot of people make when they say change Y to IES. Although technically it's just the same thing, but when you want to be precise or you want to give the exact rule, the rule is you have to change Y to I first and then add ES. All right? This is the exact rule, the exact English rule. Okay, remember, your general rule is add S or ES, not add IES. No, it's add S or ES. Therefore, the rule has to say to change Y to I first and then add ES. Okay, that's for rule number three. Rule number four. Rule number four is with those ending in Y that are preceded by a vowel. That means they come after a vowel. For example, the word joy, Joy. Okay. So for example, for the words joy or for the words key, right? They come before or they come after a vowel. The rule is just add S. That's rule number four. Just add S. All right. So these are the different first four specific rules. There's more. Okay. Next, rule number five. For rule number five, right, add S to nouns ending in O preceded by a vowel. Okay, so for certain words that ends in O and they come after a vowel, like for example, zoo or boo, right? You have O, and then before the O is a vowel, right? You just have to add S. But rule number six, when you look at rule number six, add S or ES to some words ending in O. So certain words that end in O, you can either add ES or S. Like for example, mango, mangoes can either be MANGOES or mangos. Volcanoes can be either volcanoes or volcanos. Both are fine. Okay. And rule number 7, add es to some words ending in o. Okay. So certain words that end in o, you do not have to add s. The only rule there is add es. For example, the word tomato. Tomato, the plural of tomatoes, tomatoes, and tomatoes is spelled is Tomatoes. Hero, spelled the plural of hero is heroes. The spelling of heroes is Heroes. Even for potato, potatoes, guys, is Potatoes. All right, potatoes. Okay. If there's no e there, if it's just Potatoes, that's potatoes. Okay, that's not potatoes. All right. Next, number 8. Number 8, add s to some words ending in o, such as, so certain words that even if they're not preceding a vowel, right? They're not preceded by a vowel. Okay, you add s. For example, photo. Photo becomes photos, just add s. Radio becomes radios. Piano, right? Becomes pianos. Ratio becomes ratios, right? Now, for rules 5, 6, 7, and 8, you might be asking, Sir Vince, which words should we know, or how do we know if the word that ends in O would have an S or an ES or both? Okay, my answer for that is, class, I could not discuss the whole thing. There are certain rules for it, yes, but I could not discuss all of it. Yes, if I were to discuss all of it, that would be very time consuming, and yeah, it's not even part of the curriculum yet. But one easy way for you guys to know which are the words that you have to add S or ES, right, would be consume the English language or immerse yourself in the English language. How are you going to do that? You either read books, right? Reading books is very, very, very important, guys, especially in learning English, okay? Certain rules that I did not know back then when I was studying, I learned it when I was reading, okay? So read books that are in English, watch movies that are in English, right? Play games that are in English, right? And that's one of the few ways that you would be able to know which rules or which words that end in O, or which words, especially in here, right, would have the S or the ES forms. Okay. Next, rule number 9. Add S to most nouns ending in F or double F or FE. For example, belief. Belief, you just have to add S. Puff, you just have to add S. Safe, you just have to add S. Safes, puffs, beliefs, right? Okay. Now, all of these things are different examples of words that ends in F or double F or FE. But in Rule 10, some nouns ending in F or FE, okay, what you have to do is you have to change the F or the FE to V and then add ES. Example, the word shelf. Shelf ends in F, right? But when you say shelf, the plural of shelf is not shelves, it's shelves, okay? So shelves, you have to change the F to V first and then add ES. Same with knife. Knife, the plural of knife is knives, right? Change the FE to V and then add ES. A common word would be leaf, right? Leaf, it's not leaves, it's leaves, right? VES. Okay, so those are the rules for adding S or ES. But some nouns are called irregular nouns. So irregular nouns, class, are basically nouns that when you make them plural, you don't add S or ES. You do something else. Okay? So examples are, number 1, some irregular nouns have the same singular and plural forms. Example, deer. The plural of deer, the singular of deer is deer, and the plural is also deer. Same as with sheep. Same with species and series. All of these are just the same word. Okay? Some irregular nouns have 2 plural forms. Example, elk. Elk could either be just elk or elks. Index can be indexes or indices. Medium can be either mediums or media. Criterion can be criterions or criteria. And for some, number 3, some irregular nouns have plural forms only. That means you have to always consider them as plural. Example, savings, clothes, hands, shears, scissors, trousers. They are always considered plural. All right? Next, 5. Some irregular nouns undergo internal vowel changes. Now, that means the vowels inside them would change. So, for example, tooth would be teeth, crisis would be crisis, woman would be women. Okay? Number 6. Some irregular nouns undergo internal vowel changes and lose a final consonant. Example, radius. Okay, radius, the plural of radius is radii. Okay, radius, for those of you who do not know or did not study yet in math, right? Radius would be the half, the distance of the end of the circle until the middle of the circle. That's the radius. Datum, the plural of datum is data, right? Cactus, the plural of cactus is cacti. Okay, these are some words, examples of these words. Number 6. Number 7. Some singular irregular nouns ending in A form their plurals through addition of E. Example, alumna, alumnae. Antenna, antennae. Larva, larvae. Okay. And number 8, some irregular nouns have different plural forms. You would totally change the spelling. Example, ox. Ox would be oxen. Child will be children. Brother can be either brethren or brothers. Okay. Now these are all different irregular nouns. Now again, same thing that I've said for nouns ending in O. Okay. How will you know the plural of certain nouns? And how would you know if they're irregular or regular? Okay. Again, the simplest answer there would be want you guys to immerse yourself in English, in the English language. When you're learning the English language, there are so many rules, so many rules, and some rules are not even applicable to one another. So one way for you to find out all of them, okay, is to immerse yourself. Watch movies, read books. Very important. Read books. Okay, these things would help you out in learning which nouns